In the name of Allah, the Rahman, the Rahim, dear students and viewers, welcome you all in today's lecture. Let's study uncertainty or anxiety management theory. This is one of the theories we are studying in intercultural communication. This theory explains uncertainty or anxiety and avoidance in communication with strangers. When we are communicating with strangers, we feel uncertainty or anxiety. So, how to reduce anxiety and uncertainty while communicating with strangers? So, the concept of stranger is very important in this theory, or we can say this is one of the crucial elements in uncertainty or anxiety management theory. Uncertainty or anxiety management theory explains interpersonal and intergroup communication. This theory was proposed by Gordie Const in 1993. There is one famous book with the collaboration of other scholars and researcher was written by Gordie Const, that is communicating with strangers. Intercultural adjustment, yes. So in this theory we are studying how strangers, they adjust themselves in new cultures. Okay, so that's why this theory explains intercultural adjustment. This concept was used by Gordie Const in 1988, the concept of stranger, which was proposed by German sociologist George Simmel in 1858. So he further elaborated the concept of strangers, and he defined the concept of strangers that the concept of stranger refers to individuals who are present in the situation but are not members of the in group, like out group people who are not belonging to that very group, but they will be present in that very situation in the process of communication. When the process of communication is going on in a certain situation, some people will be present, but they will not be belonging to the in group. So the out group people, the members of the out group will be considered strangers. So what will be the effects of those strangers and that very situations? Okay, so that's why we are feeling like anxiety and uncertainty. So this theory explains how to reduce these things, these factors. The basic assumption of this theory is that at the start of interaction with another person, the main aim of communication is to reduce the uncertainty about that person. Yes, whenever we are communicating with strangers, we feel like it's very obvious, dear students. We feel anxiety and uncertainty whenever we are communicating with the strangers, especially at the start of the conversation or communication. Later on we will reduce, we can reduce anxiety and uncertainty, because with the interaction with them, with the passage of time, we can reduce, because we can develop some familiarity with them. So that's why some know-how or introduction with them, we know about them with the passage of time, and they know about us. So that on the basis of these things we can reduce uncertainty or anxiety. But at the start, at the beginning of the communication or interaction with the strangers, we feel uncertainty and anxiety. Uncertainty means the inability to predict or explain others' attitudes, behavior, or feelings. Yes, uncertainty means when we are not sure about others, about their attitude, about their behavior, about their feelings. Okay, when we are not certain about them, so that's why we feel uncertainty. When we are not sure about them, about their feelings and emotions, we can say, so that's why we feel uncertainty. Anxiety is used for the feelings of being uneasy, tense, worried, or apprehensive about starting interaction with strangers. Dear students, remember uncertainty. When we feel uncertainty about others, about the strangers, about the situations, about the process of communication, okay? So these things lead to anxiety. Like uncertainty refers to the start, okay, and uncertainty refers to the feelings that are developed on the basis of the interaction at the start. So firstly, when we feel uncertainty, so this uncertainty leads to anxiety, okay. When we are having when we are not sure about the situation, about the people to whom we are interacting, with whom we are interacting, okay. So these things bring what? Anxiety, feelings of fear. Anxiety means feeling of fear, uneasiness, or uncomfortability, okay. We are not feeling comfortable, so that's why that is anxiety. When we are feeling uncomfortable while interacting with the strangers, so this is called anxiety. So the basic element is uncertainty is the start, or uncertainty is anticipation in anxiety. Uncertainty leads to anxiety. This theory suggests that managing uncertainty and anxiety are the central processes that affect our communication with strangers, and that the anxiety and uncertainty that we experience when we communicate with others are related to each other. The concept of anxiety and uncertainty, they are related to one another, each other, okay. Why? Because these both are the feelings of uneasiness or unsurety. So this theory explains how to avoid anxiety and uncertainty while communicating with the strangers in interpersonal and intercultural communication. Dear students, researchers, they are using different methods of research in order to know anxiety, or in order to evaluate anxiety and uncertainty. What type of methods are used by them? To examine communication between strangers of the same in different cultures. They are investigating, they are examining what communication when people from different cultures they are communicating, so they are watching to them, and they are writing, and they are noting the feeling, the elements of anxiety and uncertainty. Research findings are there. The results indicate that anxiety and uncertainty are associated with avoidance in communication with strangers from both the same and different cultures. Yes, we feel anxiety when we are communicating with the other cultures people are within the same culture. Furthermore, when studying communication between strangers of different culture, anxiety and uncertainty were found to be associated with one another. Nevertheless, anxiety and uncertainty were not related to each other in communication between strangers of the same culture. Dear student, it explains that when we are communicating with the same culture people within the culture, within the subculture people, so the anxiety and uncertainty, they are not related to one another. Our anxiety does not lead to our uncertainty does not lead to anxiety in the process of communication with the same culture people, but uncertainty leads to anxiety when communicating with the different culture people. Uncertainty, anxiety, what are the differences between them, between the two? Uncertainty leads to anxiety and fear. Uncertainty is associated with future negative effects. Yes, like when we are communicating with stranger in some situation, in a particular situation, so we feel uncertainty about the others, about their culture, about their norms, feelings, emotions. So that's why we feel uncertainty that is reflected when we are predicting future events or future effects or negative effects simply, so we feel uncertainty. So dear students, the basic assumption of anxiety or uncertainty management theory is that effective communication takes place when we are able to manage uncertainty and anxiety mindfully. Yes, so it means that when we reduce uncertainty and anxiety, we can bring effective communication. Effective communication takes place when there is the reduction or when there is no anxiety, when there is no uncertainty. So this is the basic purpose of this theory. Uncertainty or anxiety theory concentrates on understanding the factors which influence the achievement of effective communication, like which contributing the factors which are contributing to effective communication. This was like the central point explained by the scholars in uncertainty in management, uncertainty or anxiety management theory. These factors includes these are the factors, dear students, which causes uncertainty or anxiety. The concept of stranger, a person who stands outside and in group, is central. Like the first element, which is very basic and very major element, that is the concept of stranger. So the concept of stranger or strangers, they lead to anxiety, or due to these factors comes what, anxiety and uncertainty. Thanks for watching, dear students. If you have any question, any comment, any query, you can ask in comments.